So what did you miss at Jubilee today? Well, what didn't you miss? You missed the moment where we acknowledged Mary Calanda for all the work that she's done for Jubilee United Church, for the United Church of Canada through the UCW, as we gave her the pin acknowledging her as a lifelong member of the UCW. And in that moment acknowledged the great number of women within our congregation, within our community, who do incredible work and keep the church vital, keep us aware, keep us viable. And then we listened to Luke's gospel, and we heard the story of the couple on the road to Emmaus, just after the crucifixion of Jesus, and they've left Jerusalem, and they are despondent, and they are sad, and a stranger falls in to walk with them. And they talk about the things that have happened, and he seems unaware. And yet somehow he's able to reveal to them in Scripture the truth about Jesus, the insight into what's going on. And as they near the end of their journey, they invite him in for a meal, and he stays. And then in the breaking of the bread, they suddenly recognize that the stranger, in fact, is Jesus, the one that they mourn, the one in whom they recognize God's presence so profoundly. And even as they realize he's gone, didn't our hearts burn, they said. Well, then Leanne invited the congregation to play a little Where's Waldo, and invited people to start wondering where they see Jesus and where Jesus may be popping up. And then I preached. And I preached on the stories that we all have of moments when we suddenly recognize God's presence, when we recognize that, in fact, the stranger we are with is Jesus. And sometimes it's not a stranger, sometimes it's a member of the family, it's a look, sometimes it's an old friend, sometimes it's even an enemy. But we recognize suddenly in that person Jesus, God's presence. And we are comforted, we are challenged, we are admonished. But whatever it is we receive, it is always to our benefit. In the end, I invited people to open their eyes and be aware that we walk with the very real presence of God all the time. And we need but open our eyes, open our hearts. And then I reminded everybody that, in fact, God uses many faces, including our own. Every now and again, you and I are called on to be the face of God. What we say matters. We affect people in ways we can barely imagine, and that we should take that responsibility and privilege with some awe, some humility, but we should definitely take it seriously. So that's what you missed at Jubilee today. With any luck, we won't miss you next week. We'll get to see you, because that would be wonderful. God bless.